Hi, Jordan. Just looking at your project, it looks really good. Um, the black and white and the color one are very similar, which is good. I'm glad that there's not, items jumping around and it's not too different from itself, really. And I think your color scheme is really nice. You did use the brush tool, like you said, and that can be kind of a hard thing to work with because there's, like you said, there's so many layers um, that happen when you use the brush. And I am not an expert by any means when it comes to the brush tool. I don't actually use it a ton, and it is annoying that every time you pick it up, it creates like a new little path. I think that there probably are like videos online on like just how to use the brush tool in Illustrator. You might want to watch a few and like pick up a few things because there's probably an easy way to simplify the paths that you get in Illustrator so that there's not quite so many. Um, and it might just be a case of just grabbing all the same color path um, in your layers potentially. Gosh, I can't see very well if I can even make this work. So it looks like all of these maybe. You can push shift on the keyboard, I believe, and get all of these selected maybe, or just push them one at a time here. And maybe we could do a group on all of these. I don't know why I can't get this one selected. This is not working very well. For some reason that one will not select. Maybe because is it locked? No. And then group those together. And oh, maybe that eyeball's turned off on that one. Maybe that's why. But grouping them together might help. We have some extra things in here. I'm not quite sure where those are at. Oh, right here. So, I mean, it is possible to go through here. It just would take a while to get it all right. But you could go through here and group all of these together maybe. And do Command G on them. And at least you'd have your colors together. And that might kind of simplify things for you. I'm not sure if this is the best way to do this, though, honestly. Okay, those are black. So, I mean, you could go through. I think that's more of the same. That's the group one that I made. And it might help to make layers for each color or something to that effect. See, and like I'm not very, like I said, I don't use the brush tool the same way that you do. You're more illustrative than I am. But this is actually a good program for that. I know it is, but it might be something that you're going to have to like look up. Like you could do object path, outline stroke, and then maybe use the Pathfinder tool, and then that would make it all one shape basically. And then you wouldn't have so many shapes, and then you'd have to add these in. I don't even know if you're really using any of those. Let's see, these ones here. Oh yeah, you are. Okay, some of them you are, and some of them you aren't. But that could be one way of going about it, is just getting all of these different colors, and then doing object path, outline stroke, and then using the Pathfinder and just joining it together. And that might make it a little cleaner for you. Like I said, there might be better ways of using the paintbrush tool than what I'm showing you. I would have to look it up, but I think if you went online and just watched a couple tutorials and seen like how people use the brush tool and how they use it to illustrate, that would be helpful for you. But I do think this turned out really good, and I apologize for making you watch me do this because I'm just kind of clunky about it. But and this is hand drawn too. That's cool. So we could just do object, path, outline, stroke, and then use the Pathfinder tool to bring that all together into one shape, although there is still some pieces that are still not together. Oops, so I need to outline those as well. So that's one way of doing it. I mean, there's might even be a better way of bringing all of these things together. One thing you could do is you could do an export of this file, which you already did. You made it up JPEG and you turn that in. But if I place that same JPEG in that you made, where is that at? So the JPEG one of the color is what I want. If I bring that back in, okay. And let's just kind of use the space bar to get the hand tool. Okay, and then if I do an image trace, maybe 16 colors, let it think for a little bit. Takes a little while. And then if we do expand, now it's going to be a little bit cleaner if we do it that way too. So now I still have a vector image, but now everything is in solid shapes. So that might be another way to kind of work. It's a workaround, but it's going to be cleaner than the original that you made over here. So that is one way to go about it. There's probably even better ways to do it, but that's just one that there's about 9 different ways to do everything in these programs. So, which is a good and a bad thing. But if you look it up online, there's tutorials. It's very well supported, so that's helpful. But that is one way you could go about doing it, because you were saying that you're having issues with your paths and stuff. But I think your logo turned out really good. I like it's kind of edgy. I like the illustrated element of it. I like the hand-drawn lettering that matches the hand-drawn image here. So great job. Great having you in class, and we will hopefully see you soon.